I'm not even going to talk until somebody shows is viewing. Oh, thankfulness. Thankfulness. Well, somebody thumbs up, but I don't see anybody viewing. Well, if you're not Josh, you're probably not going to be interested in this anyway. There's nothing interesting going on here. I just want to thank my friend Josh down in New South Wales, Australia. I'm just getting dressed to go out and run a night mission. I was going to do this earlier, but I had to take a nap. Here, I'm not interesting, but maybe check out, hang on. Mr. Hamster. Mr. Hamster. Mr. Hamster. Hey. Now he's not going to come when he's called. Mr. Hamster. I request a word with you, sir. Mr. Hamster, would you like to hang on my... Ah! Yeah, he was hanging on by his little teeth, but he doesn't bite hard. Okay. I'm getting ready to go out on a night mission. Who's watching? Let me guess. Is it Milo? Over in, I should have turned on the comments. Are comments on? No comments? This is from my friend Josh. If you're not Josh, you're probably not going to be interested. But if you are Josh, I just want to say that I'm thankful. Today was like, I don't even know what to say. My friend Josh down in New South Wales, Australia, he actually sat down in his studio, if you can imagine this, and he took my song that before it had like a drum machine part, and he sat down and tracked drums from a real drum kit. And he didn't just sit down and do it. Like, look, there it is. No. Like he sat down and he took time to compress, to do compression and EQ for the kick and the snare and the toms. And it went on for a long time. I couldn't even watch all of it because I had to work, and the audio cut out, but I recorded part of it. But I was just surreal. Like, what that's like the best gift that I think I ever got since I was like a little kid. Like when you were a little kid and gifts could be really like, could really blow you away and be magical. Yeah. Anyway, Josh, I don't know if I checked. I didn't see you live streaming right now. I know it's around your bedtime down there, but I thought maybe I would catch you before you go to sleep. And I don't know what else to say. I've got to go out on a mission to advertise my business. I got to get through a couple of locked doors. Hey, Josh! Holy shit! Okay, so the so the comments are on. Catching up on. Hey, yeah. Having fun with it. Well, good. Yeah, that's I was hoping and that was part of the joy of it was watching you yeah, I could tell that you were having fun with it. And also you were teaching, like, and I was learning. I recorded a good part of it before the audio cut out. You were talking about different choices you could make when compressing drums, and the audio cut out right around the time when you were the audio cut out right around the time when you were talking about how the subs, they build up to you like bad credit, and they steal the life and the clarity out of your mix. And then, yeah, you know cock blocker YouTube. But I got part of it recorded, and a delay. Yeah, it could be yeah, I mean, YouTube. But yeah. All right. uh oh, okay. Hey, listen. Hey, buddy, if you want to hang out for a few minutes and chat, um I that's cool. I got to put on my coat and like go outside. And then so like I can chat for like 5 or 10 more minutes. So I'm in my studio layer here. And oh, cool. I'm not going to keep you long, bro. And like I said, I'm kind of on a mission tonight to get through some closed doors, some locked doors. I've got to. There are these new apartment buildings, just like a stone's throw from here. People just started moving in a couple months ago, and I've got these. I've got these advertisements. That's my school, and it's a new place. We got two new students, second and fifth grade girls who just moved in from a country town down south, and because I hung these up in the night, so I'm gonna try. But they just started locking the doors to the buildings. Okay, so I kind of have to skulk around and wait for somebody who lives there to walk in and open the door, and I can slip in behind them. Anyways, yeah, the physical therapy is going. No, my dad is a retired physical therapist, like a master. My dad is like if physical therapy had grandmasters like chess, my dad would be a grandmaster. And I actually did a video chat with him while I was in physical therapy, and he saw what they were doing. He's like, the physical therapy is really good here in Korea, and so it's much better than it was. Well, it was hurting me so bad for like a month, and I tried acupressure and I tried a bunch of things, and my dad finally said, he's like, it's your rotator cuff. You have to go see an orthopedist. So I did, and he gave me a steroid shot. That was almost 3 weeks ago. And slowly, for a while, it's like I couldn't do this. I couldn't do anything with my right arm, basically. And it sucked, man. It reminds me of when one time back in the ancient past, when I was dumb enough to do jujitsu, and my one of my big toes went out. It's like that'll teach you not to take little things for granted. Your big toe goes out and life is just not, it's just not happening. You're hobbling everywhere on a crutch because of a toe, right? So anyway, yeah, before let me check let's see. Yeah, man, thanks. But Josh, dude, I just I can't describe how much of it like a little kid it made me feel. That somebody I mean, look, that somebody would care enough about my song, my recording to do that. But also, not to blow sunshine, but someone of your abilities. It's just like I told you the other night, it's not something I would ever presume to like ask for. But it's like you talked about doing it, so I thought, well, maybe I could just give him a little nudge of encouragement. And it just, yeah, I feel like it just made me feel like an 8-year-old kid, and I had to act like an adult. That was difficult. But I showed my wife. Sometimes when you're doing your live casts, you're live streaming, and you're showing the horses and the goats, and thanks, Josh. I just but I show her. I'm like, or one day you have these thunderstorms, right? And you're in the thunderstorms, and here it's just like dead of winter, and I'm like, hey, look, this is midsummer thunderstorm in New South Wales, Australia. And she's like, wow. And I show her the horses and the goats and the cats and so today I run in, I'm like, look what Josh is doing. She's like, oh yeah. She's like, oh yeah, drums. I was like, no, it took me a minute to explain it to her. And then she's like, oh, for real? I'm like, yeah. And she smiled, she smiled about it. She doesn't usually smile about my music because she's just like a lot of women. She's just worried about money so much. And you know how that is, Josh. I can't fault her for it. But lately she's been better about that. Okay, so I'm going to just run outside. And I guess I can leave that on. I better turn this off. Yeah, okay, so I don't mean to keep you too long. And I didn't mean this to go on too long. So if you could just like hang in there for another minute or two. Make sure I got everything. Oh, hang on. Hang on. Let's see here. I got to get some Scotch tape. Scotch tape. If you need to go, Josh, it's cool. It's cool. It's okay. You have a little Scotch tape on your desk? Oh, hey, Josh. When I said the guitar has that furniture inlay. I didn't show you, don't worry. That's what I'm talking about. This is traditional Korean furniture, and this is all nacre, like mother of pearl, oyster shell, abalone shell, all this stuff. And yeah. Isn't that something? You should see it during the daytime when it's got some light on it. It's black lacquer, and it's really super intricate, And that's the inlay on that Yamaha SG neck, right? So That's a special guitar, man. It really is, to me anyway. So, hang on here. What do you say? Oh, well, I love watching your live streams, even when you think you're being boring. You know, it's not the case. Oh, is this one just plastic? Oh, okay. She's setting me up for my mission here. Sorry, there's nothing to look at, but that'll change here in a minute. All right. Thank you, baby. Ciao, ciao. Okay. All right. I'm achieving escape velocity. My winter Crocs. Crocs without the holes where your dignity seeps out. Okay. I don't want the signal to cut out. Yeah, it is compared to the place we were last time before this. I'll put it this way: for over 2 years, it was so small. It was so small that for over 2 years, I didn't have a bed. I slept on the floor for over 2 years. And it was really old. It was built in the mid 1980s. Back when Korea was a lot more like less developed, let's put it that way. And the construction was, well, I'll put it this way, man. It's like, imagine you're moving into a place that's made out of poured concrete and rebar, and it takes you more than 2 hours to install a pair of bookshelves, because it takes you that much time to cut shims and distribute shims on all four corners of both bookshelves to get them level and reasonably stable. Because the men who poured the concrete were showing up drunk on soju and probably kind of tweaking on amphetamines back in those days at the same time. Hey man, so this is behind, there's my building right there. And I might as well do this right now. I'm just going to take a little detour up here. This is a little hill out in the back. Since I'm not alone, I feel like I can do this without breaking down. I didn't do this before because I just didn't want to come up here and do this alone. But right up here at the top of this hill, there's this, treated kind of deck wood walkway, which is nice. A lot of the mountains up here have these things, for older people. They've got really nice infrastructure that way in Korea. A lot of hills and even mountains will have, considerable sections decked out like this. But anyway, this is kind of the top right up here. If you're joining in, there's nothing all that special going on here. It's just that I'm thanking my friend Josh down in Australia, who gave me an amazing, splendid gift today. He he played some real drums for my song, and I got to see it live. And I just can't even, if you're not me, you can't understand how much that meant. But right over here is right here. Where is it? Here it is. I guess you can't see anything right now, but I'm standing right here. This is where I buried little Chance, who was Chance was my little bunny rabbit. And this is his resting place right here. I was listening to a TED talk by a veterinarian recently, and she was talking about pet loss grief and saying, you know, how it's a real thing, and how it's a hell of a thing, really. And it is. And she said a lot of it is because they never open their mouths and say cruel things. And so in some ways, it's like losing a pet can be worse than losing a human being. Anyways, Chance helped save my life. He was a little bodhisattva soul, that little bunny rabbit. So anyway, Josh, if you're still here, thanks for being there with me in that moment, because that's the first time I've been up there since I put him in the ground. And I was meaning to go up there, but God, it still hurts every day. It still hurts every day. All right. You know, Josh, I tried to, but you know, it's like, even with a little pet, and in a way it's like good, because even with a little pet, it's like, I remember a time when I wasn't attentive enough, or I remember a time when, not long before he passed, he lost kind of control of himself, and he had issues, and he was just making a mess of the floor every night. And one night I put him in his kennel, and I was super tired, and I passed out, and I wanted to wake up after like 3 hours, but I slept like 7 hours, and he was in there soiling his kennel and probably going out of his mind, you know. And I opened the kennel door, and he kind of looked at me, you know, and it was all over his belly. Like, little things like that will just drive you mad if you let them. But anyway, jeez. But it makes me think, you know, like, to be extra, you know, one of these days, if it's not me first, it's going to be my wife first. And, well, Chance was a good friend and a good teacher in his own way. So thankfulness is the theme of the day. So I'm thankful to you, Josh. I'm thankful to that little rabbit. And so here's the new building here where I got two new students, elementary girls, sisters from this building. But you see, so this is a new complex. There's my building right over there. And so I've just got 3 buildings here that I haven't been able to hit because they started to, for a while, the front doors were open all night long. And then maybe because I started advertising, they shut them. So anyways, one cool thing is that people are just moving in here and they're throwing away lots of stuff, when they move. So I picked up another TV screen, monitor, and I can scrap wood. Just, don't need another one of those. That right there, I might be able to find a use for that, right? Yeah, you're right, Josh. I mean, life is an impossible thing in some ways, isn't it? Yeah. Well, it's just, he was, according to the last doctor I took him to, he was over 100 years old in human years. And the doctor was kind of amazed he was still alive. So, and I'll tell you this, Josh. It was only about 4 hours before he started dying. It was about 4 hours. He'd already started, but 4 hours before he really started dying. And I was giving him a bath, and he never really liked the bath. He was never crazy about it. I taught him to relax and deal with it. But the last time I gave him a bath, I had him down there in the water up to his belly, because you're not supposed to immerse a bunny rabbit ever. But I had to clean the fur down there, and I had it up to his belly, and I was just rubbing his little paws and just kind of getting the gunk off, and he kind of leaned over to my forearm, and he started licking my forearm, which is like with a lot of animals, when a rabbit does that to you, it's a sign of affection and gratitude and contentment. And the fact that he did that during his bath, it was almost like I took it as his way of saying, hey, appreciate what you did, you do it, Yeah, and then about 4 hours after that, I was sitting at the computer watching a video, and this guy who was talking on the camera, and I heard this horrible noise. I thought, Jesus, is that somebody torturing an animal somewhere in that room? And then I realized, oh shit, it's my room. And I turned around and I went to his kennel, and yeah, I don't even want to talk about it. Anyways, thanks for being here, Josh. I appreciate it, man. And yeah, he was, and he did a lot for my wife too. She had kind of I don't want to put it that way. She was, when she was a little girl, she was tormented by a mean dog that used to chase her home from school every day and terrorize her. And so she just, well, I mean, Josh, you could say that she's got PTSD from that. And it's not that she hates animals, dogs or cats or otherwise. It's just that she's okay she likes to see them from a distance, right? But being anywhere up close to them, she could never do it. When I took Chance in, my friend from whom I adopted him, he was moving from here back to Canada, and they weren't going to let him take the rabbit back to Canada, and he was getting down to like he had to find a home for Chance or just like abandon him somewhere. And when it became clear that that's what he was going through, I agreed to take him in. I knew if I had talked to Ji Young about it, she would say, no, I can't, blah, blah, blah. So I just made an executive decision. And I took him in, and she didn't talk to me for a little while after that. But we lived with Chance for 16 months, and, after it wasn't too long before she was actually able to reach down and pet him and stroke his head, and she loved to feed him his lettuce, and her favorite thing was to feed him apples, because little pieces of apple, because apple was his favorite thing. And rabbits almost never make a sound with their throats, but you know how cats will make these throat noises when they're really, really hungry and they're eating something that they love, and they're Chance would do that with apples. And so like he brought healing to my wife too. And so sometimes I think that the Buddhists are right. There are these bodhisattva souls that they choose to come back and reincarnate. And sometimes it's not as people. Sometimes they'll come back in different forms to help others. For the Bodhisattva vow. Yeah, bro. Anyway, thanks for. I'm so glad you were there. I was gonna go. I was just gonna leave this up on the channel just in case, but you showed up, and I'm so appreciative of you. You gave me a really amazing gift today, and I mean, after the first pass through, before you even started working on it, I was like, oh, that sounds awesome, just because it's a real person and it's you. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to hearing what you come up with. And I'm sorry I missed your request for the. I got an email request for the track, and I guess you figured it out because I missed it today. But all right. So, anyways, I should probably stop talking loud here in this quiet place and slink off into a shadow and wait for somebody to come home and open the door. So thanks for being there, buddy. And yeah, and you got me up that hill. Thanks again. So I'm just going to go ahead and sign off now. And anyone else you're the last one left. Okay. Josh. Yeah. And if I don't know that I could ever return the favor in any way, but if I can with any one of my very peculiar and idiosyncratic skills, I will, like anything. All right. Oh, thanks. Well, yeah, I should practice more too. That's a good incentive to practice, right? Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, all right, Josh, my hands are getting cold, so I'm going to go do my thing, and I'll catch you. I guess I'll see you in one of your streams tomorrow or something. Okay. That'll be okay, man. All right. Much love, Josh. You have a good night. Have a good sleep. Okay. All right.